Tiff. Welcome to my fourth vlog about my jaw surgery recovery. I'm currently on day 13 post-op. In this video I wanted to give you an update on how I'm going, as well as talking a bit about what I've been doing to recover at home, and I wanted to talk a bit about my diet, what I've been eating and what it's been like to try and regain some of my jaw function again. So as you can see, the swelling has gone down quite a lot. I am still quite swollen, particularly around my cheeks, lower jaw and my neck. The bruising was really bad, particularly around the 1 week mark. And even the surgeon commented that I had some impressive bruising. You can still see quite a bit of bruising there, and I have a bit of bruising on my neck still, and I feel like this whole part of my face is still kind of yellow and discolored from the bruising. I did try and cover my bruising with makeup on Christmas Day, to moderate success. I now don't feel self-conscious at all going out in public. I feel like my face looks normal enough that people aren't looking at me weirdly. In terms of sensation, I have most of the sensation back in my cheeks, maybe like 70 to 80%. My nose, I have probably 90% sensation. Still feels kind of weird in there. I have maybe 40 to 50% sensation here, and I have a very numb spot here. It's quite weird. My upper lip is pretty numb still. My lower lip has maybe 60 to 70% sensation. The roof of my mouth has about 90% sensation, and my tongue has about 95% sensation, though there is like one bit on the right hand side of my tongue that is still a bit numb and tingly. My lower teeth, particularly at the front, and my lower gums are still numb. My chin was completely numb up until about yesterday. I started to get sensation back in my chin. I am now completely off all medications, other than the occasional Panadol or ibuprofen. So because you're on so many medications, they send you home with like bags of pills, as well as a schedule that you have to follow, and it just tells you like what you have to take at what time and how much of each thing. So I'm happy to be like off those medications now. So on Tuesday last week, I had my 1 week post-surgery appointment with the surgeon. He looked inside my mouth just to check to see how everything was going, and he was happy with how it all looked. He said it was healing nicely. He gave me some exercises to do. At the moment, I can't even fit 2 fingers in my mouth, and my goal is to be able to fit 3 fingers in my mouth like that. Also, the surgeon gave me the 3D models that they use to plan the surgery, and it's super cool. I'll show it to you. So just looking at the mandible here, you can see how much the condyle has worn away, and that bone doesn't grow back. Like, there's kind of nothing they can do about it, except just hoping that my jaw is in a position such that it's not going to wear away even more. This is what my skull looked like before the surgery. So you can see my bite there, and how much of an overbite and overjet I have. I don't know how many millimeters it was, but it was like a moderate overbite. Like, I don't even remember how my jaws fit together. So you can also see that my teeth were only making contact on the back 2 molars, and that none of those other teeth are actually making any bite contact. You can see it on the other side too. Ta-da! So this is my new skull, and as you can see, the teeth are fitting together perfectly. You can see where they sliced my jaw. You see on the right hand side how much of a gap is there. So there's just a gap in my skull and there's a titanium plate holding it in place. That's where they cut on the left hand side. They also cut my lower jaw here, move it forward, as well as here. And they have sliced my chin and slid it forward. So that's my new skull. So I got discharged from the hospital on the Friday after my surgery, which was day 3. And probably that Friday and the Saturday, the next day, days 3 and 4 were definitely the worst in terms of swelling and pain and discomfort. Often I would wake up in the middle of the night in pain and would need to take some strong painkillers. I was kind of just sleeping whenever I could. Didn't have that much of an appetite. I was able to brush my teeth for the first time on day 5, and that was a struggle. I used my little baby toothbrush, but even with that, it was just so hard because I have the splint in and I've got elastic bands and I couldn't really open my jaw very much, and everything was still quite sore and or numb. When you get out of surgery, they give you this chlorhexidine mouthwash. It tastes awful. Once I ran out of this, I started gargling with just pink Himalayan salt and water. And the past couple of days I've been gargling with salt water with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in there, just because my mouth is starting to feel really gross from not having had a proper clean in a while. Day 5 was also the first time that I had a decent chunk of uninterrupted sleep. I think I slept from about 10 p.m. till 4 a.m. that day, and I felt so good after that sleep. Day 5 is also the first day that I went for a walk outside. First outing post-surgery. Going for a walk around the neighbourhood with Tom. I'm gonna say hi, Tom.
Hello.
That was really nice to get some fresh air. I was going a bit stir crazy. Okay, I wanted to talk a bit about my diet and what I've been eating and how I've been managing on a liquid diet. Fortunately, my parents have made me a lot of food. In typical Asian parent style, their number one love language is food. So they have cooked me a shit ton of soup. They cooked me rice porridge, and on Boxing Day they cooked me some steamed fish. It took me a really long time, but I got through it. I couldn't really chew it, but the fish was soft enough that I was able to kind of mash it with my tongue against the roof of my mouth, which is kind of how I've been eating everything. Especially with this splint in, I don't feel like I can chew. Alright, first attempt at eating something that's not a liquid. I have chili con carne that I just made. And when I do, it just feels really uncomfortable. And sometimes I often will bite my tongue. It just feels so weird to chew with this splint in and with elastic bands in. And to be honest, this splint is just making me so miserable. It's making it so hard to eat. Let's see how it tastes. So much easier to eat. And it tastes great. I can actually taste it now. For breakfast, I've mostly been eating oats cooked with some milk and an egg beaten into it. So I'll usually heat that up on the stove and then I'll blend it with like a banana and a little bit of honey. And it tastes so good. It tastes like banana bread batter. A friend of mine made me some dal. I couldn't really eat the dal as it was. So I blended it up. So I blended it up with some stock I've been feeling a little bit off because I think I've been consuming a lot more sugar than I usually do. I don't normally have much of a sweet tooth, but now that I'm on a liquid diet and also it's quite hot, it's summer here in Australia, most of the foods that I can eat, especially the readily available foods that I can eat, are sweet. So I've been drinking juices, I've been eating yogurt, I've been eating ice cream and custard and things like that. So I'm consuming more sugar than I usually do. And I haven't been consuming any fresh vegetables. And I normally like to eat a lot of salads. And I like to eat pretty clean. I also feel tired. My energy goes up and down quite a lot throughout the day because I'm not really eating solids. I'm just eating whenever I get hungry. So sometimes I'll have 4 meals a day. Sometimes I'll have 6 meals a day. What should I have for lunch today? Soup or soup? I've noticed that when I do get hungry, the hunger just hits me really suddenly. And I think that's what happens when you have a liquid diet and a puree diet. Another thing I'm missing is being able to snack. It'd be nice to see my friends again. If I know there's eating involved in a social event, I will usually take my own food because it's just easier that way. What are you eating, Helena?
A chicken burger from Notorious Burger Shack. Yeah, they're pretty good. The fried chicken's really good. In 4 weeks? I'd recommend you try it too.
That looks amazing. And what am I eating for dinner?
I can't tell if you're laughing or crying.
I guess one good thing about being on a liquid diet is that I'm more hydrated than I think I've ever been. And it's actually had a really nice effect on my skin. Yeah, that combined with swelling has just given me this real youthful look. It's been very rejuvenating for my skin. So yeah, I'm feeling mostly back to normal. To pass the time, I have been watching a lot of Netflix. I've been playing piano. I've been reading, I've been drawing mandalas, I've been FaceTiming with my boyfriend who's been in Geraldton for the last week. I've really enjoyed this downtime, even though I've been in this state. I have loved having nothing to do. I've loved living moment to moment and just listening to my body. I've been walking every day. I've managed to do a bit of yoga. I've been sleeping whenever I want. My hearing is a little bit muffled and I can't hear the full range of frequencies. I notice this a lot when I play piano because the piano just sounds very different. I'm not really getting that lower end. Sounds very tinny and almost like I'm underwater sometimes. And I did ask a question on the jaw surgery subreddit about this. A few people said that they experienced a similar thing and then it just went away after a few weeks. And someone commented on my question that I asked on the subreddit. Keep in mind that you've had your skull sawn in half at the nose, so you're going to be pretty stuffed up for a while. So yeah, I'm really happy that I'm over the worst of the recovery process. I'm feeling very optimistic about the road to come. I am really grateful that I was able to have this surgery and my recovery has been fairly straightforward. Absolutely get one of these sinus cleansing washes. Oh my god, this is worth its weight in gold. This thing saved my life on at least 2 occasions. I think it was day 4. I was having a lot of trouble sleeping because I was so congested and I felt like I was gonna suffocate on my own mucus. Nothing worked. I tried the nasal spray that they gave me at the hospital. That didn't work. I tried the steam inhaler. I cracked this out at like 3 a.m. It comes with this little sachet, which I think is literally just salt. And then you fill it up with water and you shake it. And then you, standing over a sink with your mouth open, you squirt it up one nostril and it comes out the other, and that kind of loosens up everything in there. And then I very, very, very gently exhaled the mucus out of my nose, and there was a lot. But after that I was able to sleep. So thanks for tuning in for this update, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I also haven't washed my hair in like 2 days, so I'm gonna put hair color like in it.
Yeah,
so.
but you have a normal face. So.
Yeah, but greasy hair, and I'm covered in lemon curd.
Yeah.
It's alright. I'll happily be the like.
Who is the worst looking person in this video? Seriously.
Hey, you're rockier though. You've got like a good outfit on.
I appreciate it.
I don't know, is this like blended enough so that you don't choke on bits?
That looks so good.